All right. How are we doing, everyone? Are we live? Are we live? Good. I do believe we're live. 0 drop frames, and we are starting. Let's go. Okay. Today, we're doing something different. And having fun playing around in Unity. Started this project before the Rusty project. Let me reset my camera here for a second. There we go. Hi. Hello. And now with coffee finally. Not the greatest coffee. There's a hole in my coffee. So I'm going to be pretty thirsty here. The modeling was mildly successful. So we kind of have a coffee. And it won't go away. Better. Alright. But today, we're going to play around in Unity here. Not sure the best setup for showing it on stream. What I might do is I might bounce between game mode and showing the interface here. I'm a noob. In fact, I should put that right in the title. Let's change our stream info. Robot VTuber project. Robot. How about Unity noob in Unity? Robot VTuber project. All right, and we're going to switch to software and game development. Kind of scary to be over there, because I'm not much of a game developer, but I think maybe I'll hide out over there. I could always just hide out in the art department here too, I suppose. Technically, we're developing a game, right? Let's see. Well, if the cool kids kick us out, I guess that's that then. All right. Let me drag my chat over here. There we go. All right. So yeah, as I was kind of saying, or started saying anyways, not super experienced in the Unity here. Just getting started. Went with Unity because actual Rusty, let's see, I got a picture of him here somewhere. There, actual Rusty there, powered with servos and the motion capture like virtual Rusty. At the time I started that project, Unity was really the only software that somebody wrote a plugin for Arduino. So I could take this motion capture data, capture it up here, and ship it off to the Arduino sitting over in Rusty's skull over there. So I'm vaguely familiar with it. That and my day job's a software developer, so I use, you know, good old, I'm blocking the code. Using good old C# and such, so I'm used to that. So it was an easier jumping point in for me than Unreal's Blueprint Spaghetti, which is allegedly easier, but as unfamiliar with it, I just went with this. So Unreal does have some really sweet rendering and other type of options, so I'll play with both of them at some point. But for now, I'll show you where I got started so far. If I can remember my hotkeys this time. Actually, it should be easy. My hotkeys are right here. Z plays with the camera. And where's my other things? What plays with the lights? Character rig. There we go. Lights. X turns the lights on and off. I'm using the old third person. Where are we? Third person follow camera, third person starter kit. Using that as a base, and I dropped that into a Cinti pre-made scene. It's a low poly. Let's see, can I turn the ceiling off? Ceilings. Bam. It's their space set. It was super cool. Except for that giant pink area, because I assume I didn't update the render on that. Let's see what we can do about that. Let's see what we can do about... Wow, they have their own render. That's kind of cool. Standard. Will that do it? That's later's problem. It doesn't have the color property emission. Wait. Space dirt. So the error message right here. Space dirt. Space dirt doesn't have emission. Apparently in space, space dirt glows. Who knew? Who knew? It's always great when the errors are amusing, right? Okay, so where were we? First of all, I'm gonna zoom back in a little bit. See if we can find our dude. Oh, come on. There, oh, there we go. So he's hiding in here somewhere. Nope, that is a camera. There's our dudes. Okay. So I probably have this set up pretty janky, because I'm just playing around trying to figure out how everything is connected. I suppose the perk of Unreal is that this would be nice visual, nodes all over the screen, so it'd be easier to trace what is connected to what. Maybe I'll pick up Unity sooner than later. So I've got two Rusties in here, and I'll explain that in a second. Oh, look at that. I do appreciate that the pressing F for focus, so if you're like way over here and you want to know where something is, you can select it in the hierarchy up here. And it brings you right to it. And then it can bring you even closer if you're zoomed out. As familiar to me as Maya, I'm sure other software like Blender has something very similar, if not the exact same keys. And we're going to turn the ceiling back on because that's disconcerting. Ceilings. Back on. Rusty. Also engaged. That reminds me, I have to go through and turn all the lights on to higher quality soft shadows. Because I'm using the, which one am I? I think I'm using the Universal Render Pipeline. Being a Unity 2022.2 point some. So for a lot of the VTuber type stuff, like this model right here, if you're playing with Vroid and then going into VC Face, you have to use an ancient version of Unity 2019 something or other, because the VRM exporter importer doesn't work, or doesn't work as well. I think there's ways around that now, especially if you're going into something else like Warudo or VR chat. I think you can use a more modern version of Unity. Haven't played with all that yet either, though. I have another Unity project where I have it set up just for importing and exporting. So going from Maya, which I usually work on, this guy right here, to Unity, do the VRM, the VRM stuff, so that I can use that as a V2 model with all the lovely motion control. So there's kind of a way around that, if I don't want to use VC Face. And that's where this kind of comes in. It was way back, well, way back a very long time ago. Little Rusty always wanted to make a game. And I coded up games in middle school, high school, whatever, and using QBasic way back when, and Visual Basic when I originally got that. I'd show you, I don't have the camera running, but I'd show you I have a 3.5-inch disc that says Visual Basic in 12 easy steps. And those 12 easy steps and Visual Basic were all on a 1.4 megabyte disc. So it's amazing how far we've come. I'm sure Visual Studio 2024, 23, 24, I'm sure it's a couple gigabytes. Also does a hell of a lot more. But here we have Unity. Unity and also Visual Studio. So I can edit these files here, these scripts. And I'm going to leave the lighting as is right now. I'm going to show you guys what I'm at. And it's nice having a fast computer, because when I was doing this on the old Potato over a year ago, not a chance. Well, it wouldn't be able to do... It was able to do this, but not with the nice light settings turned on. Okay. I do not have desktop audio, so you can't hear the default footsteps from the project, so woo. However... Oh, and we have 2 Rusties. So let's turn one Rusty off. Okay, here we go. Here's motion capture Rusty. And then so currently, I'm using the same setup as I do for streaming. So I can see you out of the corner of my eye in my OBS window, like over there. But I'm looking forward, which is odd because I'm not looking forward. There we go. Hi. I'm looking forward. Looking left, looking right. I can blink. Got the eyebrows. Everything's good. Look it. And I have more control over everything. That is neat. That is neat. Okay, so out of the corner of my eye, I can see my VTuber avatar overlaid. But I have to look this way. So it means I'm looking this way. Hello. I'm talking to you and myself. And here we are, just kind of floating in this scene. And I must have turned on Steadicam or something. That's annoying. Or unsteady handheld camera. That was not there yesterday. Okay. Sorry for the motion sickness people, including myself. Okay, so anyways, VC Face, in addition to showing you right here, in addition to showing you in the corner of the screen, is also exporting the motion capture data to Unity. If you look at my menu bar up there somewhere, it says EVMC4U. Means Easy Virtual Motion Capture for you, or in this case, for me, because I'm here and you're not. But you are lovely in the audience. You're lovely people. Anyways, so yeah, VC Face is sending over all the motion capture data, the blend shapes, so we can do like the, eyebrows and all the tracking that my computer is currently working very hard. Actually, when I was testing this, I had this full screen. It was only pushing like 25% of my GPU. Awesome. Not exactly stressing it out with this. Is purposely a low poly model. It is low poly environment, because that is one of the things that the company that made these lovely assets that I will be walking around in shortly. I can currently float. We'll get to that. So yeah, so all of this, got some steam here, got some effects, lovely shadows, my glowing eyes, very nice, very nice. They didn't make the glowing eyes, of course, but they made this lovely environment that I'm floating around in. And it's all low polygon, because that's the style, and it's also fairly lightweight. I think it's very lightweight, actually. The texturing is, it's pretty flat textured. Especially if you go under the lights that are not set up for the render pipeline, like over here. We don't have any shadows. We have fake shadows on myself. But you look, right here. There should definitely be some shadow here. Where I did set up the lights is if you look in the background, or the shadows, if you look in the background, back over there, you can see some shadows cast on the walls. So yeah, I didn't realize that it was doing that. Let's see, where are we going? Where are we going? We're turning? Turn this way. Follow the malfunctioning equipment. There, so now you see like the plants casting a shadow. The cart, not the effects. The cart is cast a shadow. Over here, I don't remember if I switched the shadows from janky to nice, because I was experimenting with all this. Yeah, lost in this little corridor. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so one of the fun things, because I haven't figured out how to blend this motion capture data, which is mostly upper body. Well, it's all upper body. I mean, I can like lean a little bit, but it's kind of faking that based on IK. I don't have any VR tracking on. So the sway is the webcam basically saying, hey, he's moving side to side. Better drag the rest of the body with it. And then the hands are leap motion, which are behaving very nicely today. Thank you. Ooh, does this model have... At what point? Nope, that's horns. Wait, do I have horns? Hey, I do have the horns. Okay, so it takes over most of the blend shape. Ooh, too many horns. Most of the blend shapes. No. Okay, so the model in the middle of the screen, unfortunately, does not have the coffee mug. Currently with a hole in the bottom. To be fixed. To be fixed. And if a coffee mug isn't enough, if it's a really rough night, we can have the beer stein sized one. Now it shouldn't be too hard to bring this model and update the model in Unity, middle of the screen, whenever I update my VC face use model. So turn my distract. Oh Jesus! Hey, look! When you have the blend shapes set to multiply, they multiply. That's a lot of coffee. Yeah. Log on. Magic trick. Oh, I do have the cat one on here. And my eye doesn't disappear in the middle. Okay. I need to better document my exports so I know what tricks they have up their sleeve. Because this should do... No, big eyes, okay. There we go. Cool. And that's another neat thing. Because these two programs are attached, they're sharing all the hotkeys. Nice. Okay, so let's go back to a nicer lighting. Okay. A little bit more. There we go. Right there. A little better shadow. Still could probably use some work. I think we're getting interference from a different light. Anywho, let's say, is it this one? Aha. Now, no fancy hand tracking. However, we can walk and jump. I think we can sprint too. Meow. Whoa, I just noticed that there's a dude. He looks very surprised to be there. Sorry, dude. Leaving. Well, at least he's not in hydroponics, because that'd be tasty. Tasty. So we're going for a walk. Do I have zoom? I do have camera zoom. I figured this out last night. This morning? No, last night. I mean, ideally, what I would want to do is hook it up to the mouse scroll wheel so I can control the amount of zoom in and out, and also to lock off this. Because right now you see the cursor on the screen. Well, now I'm over on my other monitor in OBS, and I'm still moving this fellow along, as long as I'm in edit mode here, or no, play mode. Play mode. Got to get my terminology correct. Okay. Hydroponics. Which makes it tricky when you want to select something on the screen to edit it. But yeah. So right now I have to switch between, I would C for characters, I guess. You know, like me float. Hi. We got tracking though. We got tracking. We can move around. We can even sort of hover jump, but I enabled a button to switch between them because otherwise it doesn't quite work that way. So I'll show you where I'm at. If anybody wants to chime in with any good ideas, we'll call them backseating maybe. Totally okay with that. Like I said, noob. Okay. Where was I? We got this here. We got this here. When did I turn on the annoying... Hey, we've got a camcorder and not a tripod mode. That's annoying. Ooh, wait. One last trick. Did I have the... Oh, I do have the lights on. There we go. I can turn the lights on and off in this corridor. So essentially, I was, testing out to see how I can make an avatar walk. Have that avatar be me instead of the default mannequin that comes with this, the third-person player pack. To show you how stuff is done. And I think it's deprecated because it doesn't use the new input system. I should probably have downloaded the new one. Oh well, next time. So, I'm just having fun. This lovely environment, which has collisions set up, so that's also handy. And just trying to navigate my way around Unity and, this space station. None of the doors are like hooked up, so I can't go inside of any of the buildings unless I remove the doors. If I remove the doors, then, I suppose I can go inside. Ugh, too close. This is why the zooming scrolly wheel would be nice. Lights off? Lights on. Okay. So yeah, this is definitely not a finished product. I do want to build out the level. Okay, let's get out of here. There we go. Okay, I do want to build out the level. Make it a little more original than the than what you see here. Because I want to put in like different zones. And this is mostly just for fun. This is just me wanting to run around and have some fun here. As myself, or loading in other characters. I don't know if I have Farmer Rusty in here. Let's see. Do I have... I do! Well, look at that. This must be a partial export, though, because he's not textured properly. Let's see if this Rusty is in here. No, looks like he's not in there either. So one of these is an FBX, and one of these is a VRM. So basically one of these is straight out of Maya. I think it's this one because the VRMs didn't want to work with the VRMs didn't want to work. The VRM is the this guy, the VTuber, set up for VTuber for my use anyways. He didn't want to work with the walking, the built-in animations. Obviously, you can float around, but he didn't want to work with the built-in animations even when being mapped to that body. So the most I could get would be a blink. The avatar, there we go, over on this side of the screen right here. The avatar, whereas the motion capture, you can see right here, is mapped to the VRM stuff. So this is all set up for vtubing or VR chat. That one handles the motion capture data just fine. What I want to do is blend between them, because apparently somewhere in the where are we? Oh, that's the action part. Somewhere in all this, you can you can just make it work, where you can blend between the things. I haven't quite figured that out yet. But someday maybe. So one of the things I'm going to work on down the road is to blend the two. I think it's literally called blending. I had a window open before. Basically say, okay, from the head is going to be controlled by this stuff, and the body can be controlled by this. Probably a slider for how much influence you want the motion capture to have over the animated cycle. In this case, a walking, jumping, etc. Because I think one of the things I can do, maybe. Okay. Whoa, that is interesting in the corner of the screen. Let's get out of there. Okay. So I think one of the things I can do is, can he blink? Okay, so this is that model, and there's the other one. Oh, okay, I thought he would still be hooked up with the blend shapes, but he is not. So in one of my tests, I think with the VRM, this Rusty was actually hooked up properly. But not right now. He's definitely hooked up with that. Okay, let's see. Hello. Yeah, so this is my So remember when Code Miko first started? She had her own little environment, and she could have chat running around and doing crazy stuff and flamethrowers and summoning weapons and all that fun stuff. She probably used Unreal, but this is the same kind of dealio. Taking motion capture data, having in here. Pretty sure it was a while ago. It was 3 years ago now. I'm pretty sure she switched between, like I am right now, to controlled by a gamepad or mouse or whatever, and just swapped between the two models. Probably like a high def versus an animated, animated controlled version. Could be wrong though. That was a while ago. So that's it. Yep, there's me switching between them. You can see them in the corner. Okay, let's. Oop. Come on. Yes, I need some kind of lock camera key and an exit key. So let's load us up some Visual Studio. Let's load us up something that won't Make sure it won't say my name anywhere, because they just love to do that. I don't think I'm logged in on this one. Nope, I'm not. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay, let's see. I'm going to add a... Just making sure. Oh, my subscription. No, there's no my subscription. And cool. I'm using it offline. Ta-da! Attached to. Oh, cool. The things I use this software every day, and the things I don't realize because I don't have it in the same play mode or whatever you want to call it. All right, we're gonna move him over here for now. Move him right there. Go back to Visual Studio. And let's see. We need to add something. Well, that didn't work at all. Color source. Too much crap on the screen. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh geez, did I lose y'all? Ooh, we actually dropped some frames on that one. Okay. How we doing? Let's see, display wide. Lock you two. There we go. We're back? Okay. We dropped some frames right as I was messing with stuff. Okay, so we're here. And I want to lock the camera. There we go. Not destroy everything. Virtual camera, field of view, zoom level, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I do have this set to old input mode because that's what the project came with. I could put it in here, and I probably should. Actually, I think this is still... Is this still old input mode? I can't tell. What I'm doing here is I'm moving the field of view. And just so I don't bore you all, I will do the mouse wheel stuff offline because I looked up some examples and it's just like, huh? It involves fake math. And the easiest way for me to do it is just to make the, zoom in, zoom out by the change of the scrolly wheel, because you can track that. So I'll do that offline. But what I'm doing here is just when I press the Z button, use difficulties enabled by default. It feels like enabled by default. Okay, you're supposed to use these. So here it just says basically when the Z button is pressed on the keyboard and then switches between these two states. So if the variable currently is set to false, if this variable that tracks if it's on or off, it's a poor way of doing it. I should have it be zoomed or not zoomed. Maybe zoomed? If zoomed, then zoom out. So if zoomed, though technically this is zoom in, I think. If zoomed, zoom out. And if you're not zoomed, then zoom in. And it doesn't bounce back and forth because it's only when you hit the button. I hit the button. Theoretically, when chat hits the button. If I had all the chat interaction-y stuff hooked up. Maybe someday. And then we adjust the field of view because I couldn't find it for just the, where was it? Where's my camera? Camera. Camera? Nope. This one. Right here's what it's taken care of. Look at low poly head. Standby round robin. Blah blah blah. Focal length. For some reason I couldn't directly control the focal length. But I could do the field of view, which is there's math involved, but it's like roughly half the focal length. A little less than half. Currently I have it to 20, which is roughly 50 millimeter. And a cool thing about playing in testing mode here is, there we go. So here's 38 millimeter. It's pretty close to 35, which is like a 35 mil camera. The olden days, film camera. And this is 68. That is my math bad. Oh well. For now, we'll call it zoomed out and zoomed in. And if I adjust the camera, oh no, it stays pretty much center frame. So that's nice. I mean, there are a lot of built-in. I'm surprised at the amount of built-in controls. Like here's the cinema machine virtual camera. You can see over there. The camera will fly all over the place if I try to use the if I try to point with the cursor. So I will gesture. Yeah, so it's amazing how much stuff is built in, and at the same time how much stuff is not built in. Because, like, for instance, yeah, all that stuff for like focal length and all that, cool. Stuff automatically handled by this third-person camera. See how it comes closer to me? That's because I have it set to not collide with walls. Is down there somewhere. It might be on one of the other settings. See how it zooms way the heck in? Because the camera's basically bumping up against the wall and then squishing in. If I turn that off, you'd get clipping through the wall and it'd be gross. I'd have to have it. Maybe there's a setting for playing with the clipping plane, so you can ignore what's in between the target, which is me, and the camera. I would assume you could at least program something that way. So one of the things I'm surprised that there isn't is an easy way to just scroll in and out to control zoom. You know, I mean, what if you're sitting there, you got your weapon lined up, you want to scroll in, you know, just to... I guess if you're using the sight, you'd be like an A or B, kind of like hitting the button. Oops, not that button. That was the lights. You know, hitting the button for zooming in and out, because you'd be going, you're either looking through the scope or you won't. So, never mind. That makes sense. But it'd be nice to be able to just dolly in and out with the scroll wheel. But no, I have to write a script for that. Or steal one that's already been written, which is more likely. But for now, we zoom in, we zoom out. So roughly 70 millimeter based on the distance, and 38 millimeter. I can live with that. It looks really cool when it's bigger. Let's do this, do this. What I was doing during testing is doing full screen, full screen version. So I had Unity on one monitor, what you see in the background, and then I had the game output, which is this, and beautiful. Of course, I'm hiding the play button. Hide the other body. Which one we got here? There. So this is just so satisfying that I'm looking at this screen. It's like, oh, hi. That's cool. You know, for a beginning, I don't want to call. I'm not going to call myself a game dev because I don't have plans to turn this into a game. This is me playing around, expanding my my Rustyverse, and having fun with it. No, this is just cool. Cool that you can just easily put together. You know, this is basically a demo level. You know, I got the demo level. I threw in some fancy effects in the background, like, you know, just the steam, this little power surge. But the controller is a default controller. You know, it's already set up for these movements as long as you have a humanoid. You're using a humanoid armature. So, you know, arms, legs, head. So the animation's already there. Want to jump? Jump. Want to run? He runs. Leans forward and everything. Yeah, that's all built in. You can toss more animations on, of course, because people use this software to make games. It's mostly just... Today is just me marveling at a new toy. Let's see. Press that. Let's get rid of this other window. One thing I do have to fix, though. I was curious why my avatar's being goofy. Let's see if I can reset the sun position. Yes. There. Oh, no. No. There's one thing I am looking forward to with that over there is better lighting. Better lighting control. This maybe? A little bit. I need darker when it's over there. There we go. That's a little better. Maybe right there. There we go. Okay, we'll go with this. We'll go with this. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm currently adjusting my model in off-screen in VC Face. Hello! Here I'm playing in Unity, getting my virtual avatar here in the game. We're getting in the game. And it is... I'm a noob, and I'm playing with the demo level and the starter pack for third-person control. Here, let me load it up again. And it's a great time. just having fun. Oh, and there's currently 2 of me because I haven't figured out how to blend the animations yet. For instance, here's when I walk. So here's when I walk. And let's see. But I can't do both at the same time. I can't have my motion controlled avatar use a walking animation because I'm not in VR chat or trackers or anything like that right now. And I can't have the controlled one. I'm literally, you can hear me tapping on the keyboard here. I can't have my motion controlled one do the walking animation. So I have to look up on how to blend those things back and forth or hit a key to switch between them. See, now we can walk around. So I'm learning how to do things like write the scripts to actually make it do what I want it to do, and just kind of have fun and explore. I mean, one of the biggest things is like, hey, look, I'm walking around in a world. How cool is that? You know? So I'll be building levels later, using some of the stock stuff, make my own stuff, floating around, hovering around. But no, these levels are super cool. Like, oh, this door is open. Okay, cool. These are low polygon bundles. I mean, look at this. It'd be even better if I turned the better lighting on all these little light sources. But yeah, it's super fun. Super fun to just play around with it and see how I look. Because this is me here. I'm coming through using vtubing software and VC Phase. And there's the same model, probably literally the same model if I'm looking at the assets above my head. Same version. You can do the same stuff. See? Ooh, nope. Hello. And some of my triggers, like the glowy eyes, they come through. But yeah. So funny thing, I don't know if you know anything about VTubers. Usually they're cute anime girls. If you use a 3D model, chances are you had to bring it into Unity to connect all the stuff together anyways, and then export it from Unity. So what I did is right here, I'm just bopping myself in the head. Right here, I'm just cutting out the middleman. I'm in Unity. I still have to look up how to do things like, I don't know, set up a proper way to compile this so I don't have to run it in the editor. But, I do have experience. I'm a software dev, not a game dev. I'm a software dev in my real life, or my day job, so I knew how to do some scripting. So like this code over here on the side, that's what switches in between my avatars here. Oops, that being game mode. See, that's what's literally just showing and hiding the two avatars. That's kind of funny. So apparently I turned off the lights at some point. Nope. Oh, I had lights on. Okay. But yeah, I'm just playing around with seeing what I can all do. And losing my cursor in the process. Where'd you go? There it goes. One of the things on my to-do list is to lock the camera, because we don't all want to be spinning around as I'm trying to find menu items. There we go. All right, we got, let's see. There's my light control script, so I have 4 lights that I'm turning on and off. There we go. Oh, it is very much a work in progress. Here's for switching between the characters. Oh yeah, and camera zoom. Because I haven't hit that up to the scrolly wheel yet. But it's gonna be fun being able to set up a whole bunch of, or also next on the list is to set up a whole bunch of like action animations, like opening a door without having me as the the technician here having to do the motions. Go up to the door, open a door, do all sorts of other fun stuff. So yeah, it's all a work in progress. This game right now is just about me playing around, me being able to just literally walk around without using VR tracking stuff all over my body. And this level is a sci-fi, it's the level you get with this sci-fi low poly bundle. And I love their stuff. There's also like Office Pack, Battle Royale packs, and you can buy them all. Let's see, let's not make everyone motion sick. There we go. There we go, browser one. I usually get them from a Humble Bundle when they're on sale, but so I'm not logged in. Cool. Here we go. So here they are, is Cinti. I love their stuff. The suit and tie here is actually a modified Cinti model. The head I made myself. I also do some 3D modeling and stuff. But yeah, so this came from probably the Office Pack, if I were to guess, or the Town Pack. They have all sorts of resources for helping you, build stuff. Like this one. If this one ever comes up on a bundle, that'd be awesome. You get yourself some cyberpunk right there. Let's see. The one we're currently looking at is this one. I did not pay $150 for that. It was in a basically try it out bundle. Let's see. So what we're looking at here, where's my corridor? I'm in one of these corridors. Like here's the thing. This, we were just walking around in there. However, this has much nicer lighting enabled. But yeah, so Cinti. It's oop. And I closed the window already. Cinti. There we go. Man, now they have tons of cool assets. They have an animation bundle that they just came out with too, so I wonder if it'd be easier to use than what I'm dealing with here, which, here we go. So here's what I have to try and figure out. Like, for jumping and walking and how that all works in Unity, because I'm just not familiar with that. I've done traditional 3D animation in Maya long time ago, but that's like setting up keyframes and all that not stuff that's motion captured, like me, hello, or in the game engine where it blends it together, like going from a walk or a run to a jump and then stopping. I have no idea how to do that, so that will be lots of me half watching tutorials when I'm working the day job. Thankfully they don't care so much about that as long as I'm getting my work done. But yeah. So Mystic, do you have any experience? I assume you found me because I'm hiding away in the software and game development section. Do you have anything you're working on, or any experience with doing this stuff? Or do you just like to lurk here like I do frequently? Let's see. Get that back over there. Let's see if I can get more of these lights to look nicer while I'm just kind of sitting here. Don't have a whole lot more time tonight. But... Oh yeah? Cool. So have you snuck in on any of my modeling streams? Oh, I think... Does this model have it? Okay, so I know I finally made the coffee mug. It's it has issues. Yeah, let's zoom in. The coffee mug currently has will never hold coffee. It'd have to be some extremely thick coffee. Let's see. Is that this one? Yes. Okay, there's that one. And I have the headset. Nope. Do I not have the headset? No, that's up on the eyeball. I got some of the things set up, like the headset. I got them set up. I just don't have them on my little quick access app on my phone here, which does have things like orange mode, dark mode, and then the camera controls in OBS. Got all these things linked up real nicely, but they're not much good when I don't actually have them hooked up. So, but yeah, no, I finally hooked up the headset. It will not, I don't think it's in here. I'd have to go digging for it in the blend shapes, but I don't think it's in this model here, which is the VTuber model, just imported in and then lots of trial and error to get them to work right. And that's how I found out that I needed two of me in there. One for the game. I'm tracking. One for the game controls and one for the motion capture. So yeah, so it's actually two of me switching back and forth in there. But, come on, I'm very proud. It took me like 2 or 3 streams to get my headset done. Where are you? Expression settings, headset, Control-Alt-Shift-F7, or run out of hotkeys. Control-Alt-Shift-F7, there we go. Nice, huh? Nice, nice. Even glows. Let's see if I can get the shadows. There, it even glows. I want to hook it up on the toggle for when I do old-timey radio voice. So the headset pops out and I can go into like announcer mode or can I take an order? Toggles are fun. This whole project is just for me to goof around and have fun. And, you know, have a chance to chat with people. Maybe get some advice if if like a dev manages to pop in, or you know, just chit chat with people. Though honestly, most of the stuff that I'm gonna find out here is a quick question for Dr. Google, and then me going, oh no, do I really have to do complicated math? See, like this way over here, not complicated math. This is toggling a thing on or off. Again, toggling a thing on or off. Let's see if I have this in my recent files. I can bring up Rusty Control. Let's see. Here's some ugly stuff. This is how I control Robot Rusty, who is currently hiding offline Rusty. Where are you? Nope, that's the offline button. There we go, offline. So, yeah. Here's some math for controlling Rusty. Yeah. And it's actually not that bad of math. Oh yeah, it's been a long time since he's been active. He is actually, oh nice. I want to get him working. Here's tapping on his head right there. He's clamped to the desk next to me. Mostly operational. I just need to load, well, funny enough, this code right here. I just need to load this onto his computer, which is an older PC. So it doesn't crash my nice one when it evidently crashes. I just need to get this code over there, and yeah, then he can start running again. Because I got some of it fixed up, and when I do bring him back on, reactive to chat, it'd be cool. It'd be better to have the virtual one reactive to chat, but I do want to have other little widgets that move around and stuff and react with chat. I think those would be fun. You know, lights, maybe little miniature versions of Rusty in the cheering section. But it's hard enough keeping Rusty just active on his own. Yeah, he's got a whole bunch of spaghetti servo control wires inside of that noggin over there. Currently there are 8 servos, and then a whole bunch more. A whole bunch more are going to be added to like move the eyebrows. So I figured out how to do that and send it over by listening for the blend shapes. That's the basically the data that says, hey, I'm moving my eyebrows up and down. And so I found out how to capture those and send. In fact, it's literally right here. This is the right eye closed blend shape. So I found out how to track that. So now I can convert that using some of this kind of ugly stuff into code for moving the servos around. So I'm super excited about that. That'll be after I hook him back up and bring him back on screen. But yeah, no, I definitely want, yeah, its own personality and everything. It's neat. You know, a lot of people have like little stream avatars running around, or they have a reactive model that's the chat gets to interact. You know, chat gets to be with redeems and such. And yeah, I want to do that too. Both the easy way, you know, quote unquote, the easy way in software, and then the hard way is actually having something move. I don't think I'll get quite as advanced as like Uo does with his very explosive, sometimes chat-controlled robots and such. Super cool. But he's essentially doing something similar. He has a little controller board that listens for something that chat triggers or he triggers, and then it does something. But yeah, all exciting. I need a couple of those little boards. Oh, neat. Yeah, if you want to drop their name, go for it. Do they stream? Because it's always fun to share the information. Because there's so much cool stuff. There's just so much cool. So whether they stream or just make YouTube videos, just make YouTube videos. I think I follow them actually. Let's see. Let's. I'm pretty sure I follow, at least on Twitter or Blue Sky or one of those. Let's see if I can open up another tab here. Let's see. Oh, must be on social media. Oh, they both follow me. Okay. Bam. Now we're followed. There we go. But yeah, no, I'm super excited to get this project going again. Or get this project going again. Keep going with this project because it's just fun. I mean, yeah, maybe someday I'll bring up a side hustle and freelance again doing this kind of like 3D modeling or making environments or something fun like that. But right now it's just for fun. Because I'm having fun again with it. Yeah. I actually used to do a lot of freelance modeling, 3D modeling, not, sexy man modeling. 3D modeling and animation type stuff. But it just got to be so much work trying to put myself out there and go find the, go find the work, get the work, do all the managing of it all. And I decided just easier to, right now at this point in my life, just to have my 9 to 5, love my job, got a great boss and everything. So I code all day. And then this is fun. This is for me. And right now I'm walking around at a space station. Oops. And there's 2 of me. But yeah. Right now I'm just walking around in a space station, having a good old time. I'm just happy my toggles work and my hands work. I don't think I've ever actually walked around. If we're going to walk around, we got to walk around. I don't think I've actually walked around beyond the botany section. Oh, that is cool. Yeah, walk around the botany section and which ones go faster? This one's go faster. How would you map it to left shift? I gotta give me a gamepad out here. I think I walked around on the bridge, but I know for sure that the bridge is not properly set up. Because I think this asset pack was made for an older model, or the older rendering engine, Unity. Because look at this. This is not hooked up properly. What is this? This is a hangar bay or something? It is the hangar bay. Oh, another amusing thing with this. Oh, thank you. I'm still, as funny as it sounds, you see something like this, you're like, whoa, that's impressive. I mean, the background's all an asset pack, so kudos on them. I am currently just setting up to make it look nice for playing around in and for my uses. One of the funny things that I had an error with here is space dirt. The space dirt texture was pink like this because it wasn't set up properly. Space dirt apparently needs to be emissive, means it needs to glow. So in space, dirt glows. And if it doesn't, it throws an error in Unity. Buildings, props, vehicles. Where are we? I do think it'd be fun to have my own video game. I don't know if you were here when I mentioned Code Miko, but how she could run around in the early days and then blast chat around. I doubt she could do that these days because she rocks like 2 to like 5,000 viewers, so that'd fill up the screen pretty good. But oh yeah, no, it took me a lot of goofing off to figure out how to even move around in the asset pack. I'm currently setting up the better lighting, like setting these like this says no shadows. Well, I want shadows. I want soft shadows. And some of my you can't see this, sorry. Some of my 3D background, I know that what these, what some of these terms mean. Like, what if I want this? I want this to be red light for errors. Yeah, so Unity's actually pretty straightforward, user-friendly. There we go. But there's so much going on. I'm just like dipping my toes in. Yeah, you can do everything. That's why, they make whole games with this. But yeah, no, you take care. You take care. Thanks for the lurk, and yeah, you have a good night too. I hope to see you again next time, and maybe this guy on the other side of the screen will be moving around again. And not just in test mode, but for all to see. So, we'll catch you later. Alright. Now, do I want to go around and set up some more lights? Another thing I want to do is set up this like third-person overhead camera view to toggle between them. So like setting, I assume it'd be something. It's the thing. It's like I know how to like say what I want to do, and then I have to phrase it correctly in Google, so I can find the right script or tutorial, Google or YouTube, find the right script or tutorial to take what I want to do in the plain old English and convert it into a script or find an asset for it. Because where I am right now, I have the camera set to follow me, and I'm assuming I can switch between a follow camera, which is right down there with these things, third person follow, orbital transposers. Yeah, I'm not sure what that even means. And I'm blocking you guys again. Hold on. Well, anyways, there's some stuff back here in the inspector that says how I can choose which type of camera I'm using. I currently have a third-person follow for the follow the player camera. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. So how would I set that up to do like a Diablo overhead? Well, that's more orthographic, but overhead and then angle view, like kind of like this. I think I'm just floating around. I'm not actually looking through the camera. I'm just floating around right now. Because this is where it'd be cool to be running around and, blasting aliens and stuff. Now we're in the brainstorming session. Mostly because I don't want to click all the lights and make them look pretty. I should. Can I select all the lights at once? Can I multi-edit different shadow types? Okay, so I can edit them as long as they're not ones I've already edited. Darn. not multi-edit different shadow types. I know I haven't touched any of these. Aha. Okay, good. At least I don't have to select every single light and move it around. That'd be a pain in the butt. That'd be a pain in the butt. Because right now these lights are set up in a very default way. No shadows. Which definitely saves on CPU, especially if it's demo level and stuff. But if I want to make them look nice. I don't want a default whatchamacallit. Okay, let's see. We want this light, and this light. Ooh, that light's a different color. Okay, you. Soft shadow, cool. You, soft shadow. You also soft shadow. That's interesting. I wonder if I changed these guys over already. Whoa, that's too many. Well, now you can see exactly how many polygons are in these models. Like, not a whole lot. I mean, surprisingly. That's the whole point, right? The whole point is that these are low poly asset packs. But yeah, like, that's the walls. Whoever put this these levels together, I bet they had a lot of fun. Okay, so hydroponics upper floor, wall plants. Yep, that is a wall of plants. It looks to be a singular asset. Because yeah, you can just drag and drop assets in. Let's see. Behind me here, characters. Oh, that's my stuff. Got some garbage from my VRM import because I broke apart the package. Let's see what else. Ooh, is it actually getting me crouching today? Kinda. There we go. Okay. Starter asset pack. Oh, come on. Scenes. It's under scenes? No, it's not under scenes. VRM shaders. Oh yeah, I could drop toon shaders on myself. I don't actually use the toon shaders on my model here. I use honestly, I think I use the basic shader. Well, where the heck is my scenes? Oh, there it is. Polygon sci-fi space. Right. So, look at all these things. Oh, look at some of them are even not properly set up. Let's see, this is set up to universal pipe. Ah, URP lit. Spaceship rim. So apparently this had its own shader. You know, let's get rid of offline rusty here. There you go. So all I have to do is and that should fix it. Nope, that does not fix it. Oh, here, let's make it a little bit bigger. Beautiful. Yeah, not fix it. Okay, so there's a custom shader here. So we're just gonna undo that. Undo assign shader. And we'll just have to fix that some other way. It's not important, it's just part of the demo level. However, all these assets, ooh, that's kind of cool. Electric fence. Or space fence. Space jail? Probably space jail. But yeah, no, you just drag and drop these. Where am I? I think I'm in this corridor. Nice big wide corridor. Some plants. There's a head in a jar right here, so that's exciting. Oh, there we go. Oh, I forget how nice this is. See, I really don't use Unity often enough. I know I'm spreading myself real thin by, I want to do the modeling, like right here. I want to do the modeling. Now I want to do a custom level. I want to do a robot. So I'm just going to bounce all over the place. I am just going to bounce all over the place. Oh no. Well, I had fun making my own. There. See? I also have a headset. Oh well. But one of the fun things is I do plan on not just using assets. As fun as, you know, and easy in quotes, as easy as that is. You still have to put them together in a nice way. That's why we have level designers. But I still plan on modeling and creating my own things. Especially for custom animations. I think I'm really going to dig that. What else we got? Signs. They're all bright red. Do you have the ability to change that? Nope. Because it is one of the few things that's actually, you know, textured. And not just like flat textured, if that makes sense. So if we open up, let's see if we can, oh Jesus. Holy crap. Okay, you can actually open up the shader. Whoa. Yeah, no, I don't have all this stuff installed. Neat. This is the Universal Render Pipeline shader, like the code for it. That's cool. See, you know, when you're a noob, just starting out, you have the sense of wonder. It's like reading a great book series for the first time, or movie or show or anything. It's just like, not everything's explained. I have to go dig in and figure out myself. You know, your first game playthrough. That's me being all poetic and stuff. Props. Bam. A prop. Let's look at said prop. Yep, that's a prop. It's nice to put it right on the floor. I wonder if I put another one on top, it will... It does. Oh, that's amazing. It stacks. Let's not do that though. It stacks. Is that a joystick? That looks like a joystick to me. I'll put a joystick on top. Is this one not stacking? Oh, I probably don't have collisions set up. Okay, so we place this prop. You know, just on the word asset. Sorry. Let's see. Provides contacts. Without any moderator listeners. Sure. So it comes... Huh. It comes with a collider. I assume that was built into the asset for Unity. Dynamic occlusion. Cast shadows. Yes, yes. Contributes to global illumination. Okay. Is a trigger. Oh, so you can set it so it's interactable. All right, let's see if pressing this provides contacts was enough. Cooking options. Nice. Well done, thank you. Okay, let's put some buttons on top of it. Nope, that was not enough. So the cool thing about a demo level, let's see what the differences are. Mesh collider, mesh. Oh, does not provide contacts, okay. So what makes this one, let's go with this one then. What makes this one a collision and this one not a collision? So like, let's put another one on here. Oh, wait, no, there it goes. Okay, now it's doing it. Interesting. I wonder if some objects are set to, set to collide, or in this case, stack, and some are not. Ha, that's neat. So you can set the cube on top of the plants or on the shelf. Man, that is handy. That is handy that it snaps like that. I love it. And this guy just cracks me up. Hi. It's like an Easter egg. I wonder if that was one of the devs. I should look. I think they're a small team, and I've watched their YouTube announcements before, and some of their streams. So I wonder if that was modeled after one of the devs, because that'd be hilarious. Or even better yet, a former boss or something. All right, turn this off. Wait, are we in floating mode? Yeah, we're in floating mode. Okay, now that was behind us. And there they are. Boom. Yeah, right there. And I collide with them, so they're already set up for collision. Zoom out. Can I jump on them? Because I can jump on them. Oh. You know, having so much of this stuff just built in. So handy for a noob. Yeah, this is great. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it here. Because, yeah, I'm wrapping up and I'm just kind of goofing off right now. Oop. Should go for our little out mode here, outro. Zoom in. Switch. Actually, can I collide? Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Am I set up for collisions? Like, can I touch? Will my hand tracking cooperate so I can, like, touch stuff? Or do I go right through it? I currently go right through it. I think I have to set up collisions for my model. Yeah, look at that. See? I have to set up collisions for my model. I should set up crouching too, so I can be like, hey! Behold, my head in a jar. Well, not my head. Although, lore-accurate Rusty, would probably, he had to get this body somehow. He had to get this body somehow. So, yeah, we've got to head here. I'm gonna have to save this for a screenshot later. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my collection. Hey. And that'll be the clip. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by before the space police come and arrest me for thievery. Whoa! Never put the ceiling back on. Space. Oh, there's the hangar bay that is not set up for the pipeline. Look at it up there. Behold, space. It is bright pink. Bright pink and not properly set up for renders. Yes. Welcome. Welcome, folks. Welcome to my Scuff Talk. And with that, I think that's a perfect place to end. All right, let's see. Let's see what I can do here. Lock the camera. There we go. Back to having a head just laying around. Let's go find my body again so I can click on that. Orbit. There we go. All right. And let's see what we got here. All right. Yep, I think we're going to call it. And thanks everyone for stopping by. Mystic, I know you're lurking, but we'll have to go pop in on your friend's stream again. Find y'all and compare notes. All right. See y'all laters.